everybody, this is Mike from the Used Gamers, and welcome back to the Deadfire. Today we're going to be continuing to check out the rest of Neketaka here, the main city in the game. We finally have our full party. We pretty much recruited every main party member there is. We'll probably run into some more sidekicks and stuff along the way, but this is the main kind of story, and this is probably the party I'm going to mainly stick with. The only question might be Seraphim. I might switch him out with Alos. Not really sure, but we're going to try him out for a little while, see how he does. So for right now, we're just in Pariki's Overlook, so we're gonna kind of breeze through here really fast, recruiting all of our characters. So we're gonna kind of finish searching around here and finding out some quests and stuff like that. First off, I know we do have a quest where we're trying to get into the wizard's manor over here, and they suggested to go over here to the store, which his apprentice works at. So first, let's see. This looks like maybe somebody else.
Quench your thirst on the way up the mountain?
Let's see. Show me what you got. Okay, so it's just going to be beverages.
Den. Do all wizards hate natural light?
Okay, so it looks like it's a shop. All this stuff is stealing. Okay, let's just head over to the shopkeeper.
I got nowhere else to turn. Stonehill is going to kill me.
Don't drag me into your mess, Bertenno. Not again.
Then you leave me no choice. I'm sorry.
Hey, come back with that! Madiko!
Alright, well, let's go see what that was about.
That flaccid pazzo!
This young wizard clutches the countertop, looking as if she's either going to vault over it or snap it in half.
Imp, you had none of that, huh?
The imp mutters to himself in a dark, guttural tone.
That's what I thought. What am I going to do? Think, Fascina.
She grabs a fistful of her hair and sighs. Looks like your customer forgot to pay.
Ah, very funny. Bertenno just took Rokawa's fingers, which is no joke to me. He must have wanted to raise some fast coin. Arkemir will flay me alive over those damned gloves.
Fascina cradles her brow and groans. Okay, so Arkemir is the mage that we were trying to get into his place. He's an archmage of worldwide renown. The spells bearing his name focus largely on illusion and pain, qualities that he prizes in his personal life and teaching philosophy. Over the years, he has fostered dozens of students, but none have graduated from their apprenticeship to Arkemir's satisfaction, opting instead to leave his service in bitterness and resentment over the Archmage's notorious unfair treatment. He lives in Neketaka at Pariki's Overlook, where he operates a local magical shop, the Dark Cupboard, which is where we are now. Strange the constructs didn't attack him for stealing. Why are these gloves so important? Here, let's figure it out. Strange that the constructs didn't attack him for stealing.
Is it strange? I don't know. Go consult Arkemir's grimoire if you're that curious.
Flustered, she finds any excuse to look elsewhere. If you can get me inside Arkemir's manor, I'll get you your gloves back.
I cannot tell if you're stupid or very, very stupid.
She shakes her head slowly, weighing the matter.
Bring me the gloves and I'll give you the key to the front door. And we never had this discussion. Deal?
We have a deal.
I do not know where Bertenno fences his goods, but he mentioned an appointment at the Bra Citadel docks.
Fascina bites her thumbnail and glares at the door, seeming to wish it would burst off its hinges.
He mentioned that he owes money to a Raotayan captain named Hamuto Stonehill. Not someone to cross, I hear.
Okay. Show me what you have for sale. Let's just take a look. Anything of note? Mostly potions, some scrolls, some fine weapons. Oh, here we go. Spine of the Thicket Green. Oh yeah, looks like it's good for like a druid. He's doing a lot of plant stuff. 10 accuracy with fire attacks. Not bad. Sasha's Singing Scimitar. Powering an invocation. Oh, okay, so this would be for like a chanter. 2% stacking action speed bonus for each held chanter phrase. Wow, that's actually pretty nice for a chanter. Which, oh, I am, so, Let's see. 2% stacking action speed bonus for each held phrase. So, as long as I have a phrase, it's 2%, which is not a lot, but I mean, I guess if I'm holding a lot. Powering an invocation returns 3 chanter phrases. It's not bad. The big question is it's going to be way too expensive, probably at 15,000. Maybe we'll come back for that. Let's see, here's a shield. Grants pale light. With health regeneration. Not bad. Minus 15 crit damage. And the Spell Keeper. Grants spell cache. Summons a random scroll into an empty quick slot at the start of combat. The scroll disappears when combat ends. That's kind of cool. Some grimoires, Lengrath's martial masteries. Oh, so it's all the Lengrath spells. Very melee based, kind of. If you were making like a battle mage or something, that'd be a good thing to have. Resistance. Let's see, Amulet of Health. Vaporous. Whoa. Damage caused in a drop grants extra spell casts. Okay. Nothing necessarily I want to pick up right now. That scimitar is something that I might want to come back and look at some point in time, but for right now, let's head up to the living quarters. What? What is that? It's weird. Oh, we can loot up here, I guess, without problems. Fine robe. Try that with him to see if it's something that he would want to wear. Thief's putty, always nice to have. Journal. Okay, so let's open something in here. Let's see. So I need to find a way. Let's see if Sina would know more about the manor. She runs a dark cupboard. If I manage to locate one of Archimer's personal robes from his chambers, it's possible I could fool security imps. Oh, okay, so if I can... I'm going to have to get to his chambers, though. That's going to be a little easier said than done. Go ahead and take that journal. My fingers be
fat and furry, but they're ever so nimble. I don't be supposing we can easy breezy wet.
Ooh. Trollhide belt. Let's go there. It's going to give me some health regeneration, although I already have one. Stride and survival. I think health regeneration is going to be more important for me right now than that. Let's see here. Give it to her so she can move a little faster. Okay, what else was there? Oh, yeah. Let's see, I'll compare this. What is he? Oh, he's at 5, so never mind. So that will just be jump to sell. Okay, let's see what's here. The window overlooks the streets of Pariki's Overlook. The second floor of Archimer's Manor is just across the way. The right tool and a practiced throwing arm could make crossing the gap a manageable feat. So I'm going to leave just because, as I recall, it's a pretty higher level. Yeah, see, it's 3 red skulls, so I do not want to do that quest just yet. But it's good to know that's another option I have for getting in. The one thing I worry about with the key to the front door is, and then I might have to fight through any defenses he has. So it might be easier to kind of sneak around But we'll see. Maybe there will even be some other opportunities. That way, he might also get me closer to his chambers, which, like it said, what I found out from the journal is if I steal one of his robes, I might be able to fool his security imps, which might at least eliminate some enemies that I don't have to fight, which would be nice. Let's see here.
So, how would you be saying Barnacle asked Bilge Swallow?
I would not.
Some of the party banter in this game is really great, just especially some of the different character types you have. I'm kind of curious with some of the ones I have, like with Maya and Pallegina. You know, they pretty much are on two different sides of this battle, so they should have some different thoughts. Obviously, Kehu is rather enraptured by Pallegina, so they should have some different stuff. And Seraphin's just a little crass, so I'm sure he'll have a lot of great interactions.
Why, hello. Could Steely at your service.
She sets down her pruning shears and looks you up and down with a warm smile.
I can tell that you're new to the Deadfire. Maybe you're still getting your bearings? Some of my herbs can help with seasickness or worse afflictions.
What makes you think I got here recently?
It's nothing personal. You just have that taking everything in look about you. Give it time. It'll pass.
She reaches to brush a curl of fur behind her ear. Her gaze wanders towards Seraphin and lingers there. Then she pulls her focus back to you, blushing slightly.
Oh, ain't no shame in looking, lass.
Flashing a crooked grin, Seraphin bows to the herbalist. What brings an herbalist to Pariki's Overlook? I'm hoping maybe she'll have a quest.
Money is the obvious answer, but I don't think that's what you're after.
She smiles.
Yes, I'm an herbalist, but I also pride myself as a florist. I think the city liked the idea of putting a flower shop somewhere visible. It's ostentatious, really. Probably the same reason why we have a magic shop next door. Pariki's Overlook is a great big splash of culture and innovation, there to show travelers that the Huana are ready for the world at large.
She shrugs. Well, I guess there's no quest here, so let's just look to see what she has for sale. Apothecary's Glove. +2 dexterity, +2 alchemy. With my whole thing about wanting to use some drugs with him, something like this actually could be worthwhile. The only thing is it's just literally just about all my cash. So, yeah. But I could come back to her. She has some drugs and stuff in here that I might find useful. And this is actually... Oh, she has primal water. This is one of the hardest elements to find in the game. Or crafting materials is primal water. So... it's a little bit more than I want to spend right now, but it could be interesting to come back to her to see if she has it later as well.
My fingers
Technically
be
that's
fat
stealing,
and
but she
furry,
can't see me, so...
but they're ever easy breezy, wet and sleazy.
Not above a little bit of stealing. Yeah, just... I'm saving you people from a horrible fate, so... just gonna take a few things. Nothing she'll miss. That's really the thing is with stealing is as long as you're not seen, there's no negative repercussions or anything like that. And you know, there's nothing like when you have like stolen merchandise in your pack. It's not like it shows up as stolen, like you have trouble selling it or anything like that. It's pretty much just loot. I believe this is the place, a metalwork. I should be able to look at some pretty good weapons and armor. I believe this is the place where I can get the one weapon reforged. And see, yeah, I could try lockpicking some of these just for the experience, but even lockpicking something that says stealing can get you in trouble, so I'll just say hi.
I say, you look like someone who wants protection and a certain something about presence. Akira?
The Huana woman scans you up and down, nodding as she measures your proportions.
Last time you showed your face here, you left with a swollen thumb.
She raises her brow upon spotting Takehu.
Akira, you swing the forge hammer with such grace, I say.
Takehu mutters and fluffs back his hair.
A better compliment than you paid last time. I'll take it.
She turns her focus back to you.
Holler if any of the iron or steel laying around catches your fancy. Or if you need something repaired, I'm happy to take a glance.
Okay, so can you do anything with these? We'll show her the shards of Whisper again.
Curious metalwork, I say. These engravings.
Marihi runs her finger along the faint Glenfathan runes. Enraptured, she sways on the spot until she shakes herself back into the moment, clearing her throat.
How did you ever manage to break this wonder?
She clutches the shard, giving you a look of full accusation. A god stepped on my castle. She narrows her eyes as if weighing the truth of your words.
Forget I asked. This is no small challenge. 1,500 pyres is the price.
We might have to wait on that. I just don't have any cash right now, so maybe we can sell some stuff. And also see what she has. Queen's Rule. Great Sword. Grants capture. Exert your supremacy to switch positions with a single enemy. If you're higher level than your foe, you will make a full attack on them in the process. Interesting. Spearcaster is an arbalist. Ranged accuracy increases with Arcana skill. That's interesting. Lover's Embrace. A dagger grants True Love's Kiss. Attacks target when scoring a hit with an attack. Stealth attacks can cause the target to bleed. Okay. Just also fine weapons, all that jazz. And it looks like a shield. Counts as offhand weapon. Nice. Interesting. Oh, and you can gain a wound, so this would be really good used for a monk. That's kind of cool. Alright, well, let's see if we can steal some stuff. Nothing there. Okay, yeah, doesn't look like there's anything really that I'm going to be able to sell a ton of stuff right now. So I might just have to wait on repairing that as well. Alright, let's go ahead and head out. Okay, let's see here. Take a look at where we're at.
Wager I can reload faster than you can draw your sword.
Tundri, I have no interest in your childish games.
Okay. Luminous bathhouse. Let's take a look. There's just so many buildings, so many places to explore just in this city, and then you can find all different types of quest givers and bounties and vendors. And there are also certain NPCs you can run into and talk to in the world, where if you get them to a point, they can actually offer to train you in different skills. It can be a little expensive. I think it's like 3,000 gold pieces. Okay, so we'll see if there's anybody in here to talk to. Oh, who's this guy? You are greeted by a tall, carefully composed man. The crescent moon in the center of his forehead glows faintly. Up close, the careful tailoring of his opal-adorned robes and their immaculate cleanliness speak to a deep well of vanity.
Welcome, I am Ganor, owner and proprietor of the Luminous Bathhouse.
He stares at you for a moment, evaluating you, and purses his lips. Oh, because he has a weird thing against
My guards will not hesitate to expel any rowdy or obnoxious individuals. Mind your manners, and you will find no quarrel with me.
What do you have for sale? Okay, you can do resting, recruit adventurers, reroll, change it. Okay. Nothing. I'm interested in. These guys
have you tried the bathing pool? Kira, its waters allow you to absorb the powers of the dead. You're too more.
I hope we haven't spent too much time in the baths.
A young woman takes your measure, wearing a concerned frown. I'm just gonna say no. I don't even know where to start.
There's room enough for us all.
She turns to her companion.
I've already spoken to the steward. We're not to be disturbed.
She crosses her arms and stares you down. What brings you to the bathhouse?
I am helping Herwina to conceive. She came all the way from the Deerwood, and I will see that she returns with arms laden with young.
Senu grins her way.
After the Hollowborn crisis, I wanted no child of mine born in those blighted lands. This place is a miracle. Every day I emerge from the baths as a new woman, and my first child will be as strong as an Adra pillar.
She looks to Senu with a bright smile. Enjoy the bath. I don't think there's anything more really to talk about. What does this guy have to say?
The cost of enjoying the bathhouse's unique offering is 1,000 copper per session.
The bathhouse steward crosses his arms and smiles. His look holds an invitation, but a warning, too.
Takehu! A pleasure to see you back so soon. On whose copper do you visit this time?
The bathhouse steward does nothing to conceal his bemusement.
Today, I thank Mother Ngati for my captain's deep pockets.
As the chuckles fade, Takehu favors you with a sidelong glance.
Stronger than he looks, I say. An accomplished underwater wrestler.
He raises an eyebrow and nods. I see.
Will you be enjoying a dip in the waters then?
Oh, I guess I don't have anything to say to that. Alright, let's just check up here really fast. Doesn't look like there's too much in here. Maybe we can see if anybody has anything valuable in the rooms.
What are you?
The prince be closed.
Get out!
I wasn't stealing, so I guess it's fine for me to take it. That's 5-all. Maybe some hidden stashes, but I guess not. Looks like there's an exit here. Might just be to a balcony, but maybe we'll find another discarded pet. I would almost venture to say that there's too many pets in this game, but you know, they all offer different
the gods want more for us than piracy, I say.
You know, it just gives you an option to find something that
farming,
is perfectly tailored towards whatever
more than
party it
shaping
is
the
you
water
want to make.
even. Freebooting be the means, lad.
I'm just noticing that I need to change up my confirmation, because yeah, I do not want him up front. Okay, let's see here. Do it like that. Looks good. Alright, just want the plant. So no pet, just some plants. Speed this up and get out of here. So, nothing really in here. Kind of a little bit of a waste, but oh well. You don't know until you look around. Okay, let's head back downstairs. probably just skip any more shops for a little bit, considering the fact that I don't have enough money to really buy anything anyway, so not much point in me wasting time looking at stuff that I'm not going to be able to afford. Okay, let's see here.
If I had feathers, I would preen them to attract a mate.
A mate? My feathers are as useful as your stupid tentacles.
Oh, do not listen to her, my little ones.
Alright, so let's see. We can head to the Sacred Stair or the Gullet. Let's head to the Gullet. So yeah, as far as I understand, the Huana have a very strict kind of caste system, and the Gullet is kind of where the lowest caste are. These are all just your laborers, your workers. They get like the most minimal needs met and all that kind of stuff, because that's kind of how it functions, at least from what I understand, is, you know, the top gets all the stuff that they want, and then everything kind of trickles down, and so the bottom gets basically, their needs are met to some extent, but that's really about the most they get. You leave the bustle of the crowds behind, making your way along the winding path into the Gullet. So, colloquially called the Gullet, the slums of Neketaka are home to both the Raparu caste, which is the really low ones, or the city's Huana, as well as Raparu caste of the city's Huana, as well as myriad colorful and unsavory figures. Built in a great chasm at the heart of Neketaka, it is where much of the city's refuse, literal and figurative, comes to rest. For a time the path ascends the mountain. Even so, the cramped walls run down Huana buildings close and around you, obscuring the view. You come to a dark passage cutting through the mountain, just wide enough to accommodate a wagon. The path here descends steadily into the rock face. After a lengthy journey through the dimly lit tunnel, you come to the gates of the Gullet. The stench hits you first, a foul mixture of rot, stale air, and bodily odors. You notice a guardsman pushing a cart heaped high with moldering food, which must account for some of the smell. Ahead, the homes of the Gullet emerge as your collection of lights amid the darkness. You hear the rush of water below, and a frigid breeze wraps up from the unseen depths like an exhalation.
Please, I did nothing!
You see a man being dragged along a rickety boardwalk towards a rusty cage that swings over the abyss. He strains against the guard's grip. The guard delivers a savage backhand.
Enough! Or do you wish to consign her to the old city as well?
The warrior casts a meaningful glance at a woman standing a short distance away.
Let him go!
She screams at the guards, but she doesn't dare approach. The man notices her. His face lights up with shame.
Bia, I'm sorry.
Your tongue flops like a dying fish. I tire of its stink. Lower him down!
The guards drag the Raparu into a metal cage and lock him inside. He shouts and rattles the bars as he's lower over the edge of the platform. So yeah, the Raparu are the lowest caste, designated to work as unskilled laborers and to serve in times of scarcity. Their status is a function of survival and often unforgiving deadfire and not a moral judgment. The Raparu are destined to be reborn into the Kurao or Mataru class in the next lives. Eventually, his screams are lost to the depths.
May Tangelo and devour your souls, you cold-blooded eels.
What crime could he have committed to deserve such a fate?
Be careful. The Gullet is no place for outsiders.
Reason I can't take that? Or, oh, you know what it probably is? Yeah, I'm full on repair supplies, so that's why I can't take it. A guard folds his arm, watching the activity on the walkways through slitted eyes. A coral piercing juts from his lower lip. He notices you with a sharp nod. Where does this lift go?
To the old city, Ikira. A god's cursed ruin filled with walking corpses and abominations of the deep.
How can you consign your fellow woman or man to this fate?
We punish only those who cause trouble.
He speaks forcefully, but stops himself when he gets a look at Takehu.
Begging your pardon for my tones, sir.
He nods.
The gullet is no place to wander. Watch yourself for rowdies and pirates.
Why was the man sent below?
Potaro? He associated with foreign criminals.
He spits. The gob of saliva is just one more splotch on the weathered and mottled boards.
I cannot be certain about Biha, so I let her go. But I will be watching her.
And this is punishable by death, or worse?
Takehu's voice wavers.
That it is.
He nods with no small measure of pride.
These wicked sorts overrun the gullet and corrupt the Raparu. Our justice must be swift and firm.
Where's Biha now?
Hers is the first house you come to. Just there.
He points southwest across the walkways.
You will probably find her there.
Okay, I'm not really looking to access there just yet, so we'll save that.
This is the gullet? I had not realized.
Takehu glances around wearing a distasteful expression. He raises his arm to cover his nose and mouth. You thought this place would be in better shape?
I thought the Raparu had a piece of the city to themselves. This is a latrine. The Mataru are supposed to take care of those below. This does not resemble care to me.
So the Mataru are the highest class of Hawana society, consisting primarily of warriors and priests. Tribal chieftains traditionally rise from the warrior ranks. The Mataru shoulder the responsibility of governing the other castes and determining the practical and spiritual needs of the tribe.
Let us go on.
He gestures ahead, but his hand shakes until he brings it down and clutches it with the other. Takehu turns his gaze to the ground beneath his feet. Let's be off. Okay. Let's see what she has to say. Alrighty.
Was taking Bataro not enough for you?
A woman thrashes a row of tunics and sarongs hanging from the rafters. Her pointed teeth are gritted in frustration, her lips set in a snarl. The clothes are spotless, yet she swings a handful of reeds again and again, grunting with each blow. Several children huddle together, whispering and looking on with red, tearful eyes.
Bataro is gone. Dead. What more do you want?
She punctuates each statement with a fierce whack of the reeds. The children flinch, looking between you and the woman. Let's just wait and observe, being stoic. The silence stretches on for several seconds still. Finally, she looks at you. A fraction of her anger burns off.
Forgive me. I thought you were with the guards who took him. Other castes never visit here.
She looks pointedly at Takehu.
Do the gods pay a visit to mock my misfortune? Or is Sacred Stair overcrowded?
Ah, forgive the intrusion. We were just leaving. That is, giving you space to grieve.
So many crowd into the gullet, and you worry about space.
She laughs bitterly.
My village was not like this. Why does Queen Onikaza not send the foreigners away?
How did you know the man who was lowered into the old city? One of the children starts to say something, but Biha shoots him a sharp glare. She turns back to you, arms crossed, gripping the reed bundle tightly.
Bataro is punished already, I say. Whatever offense he gave, do not hang it on our necks.
She begins swatting at the laundry again, though with considerably less gusto. I know you're scared, but I'm not here to harm you.
We say the only thing that live in these depths are ghost eels. And fish eaten by ghost eels. Which are you?
She turns away from you, striking the sarong harder and harder. Takeu flinches at each blow, fascinated even as he shrinks back in discomfort.
The traders say they bring riches in their big ships.
The fabric pops and snaps beneath her fury. Sweat is flying, spattering the clean sarong.
But what reaches the gullet? Only crime and sickness, I say.
She pauses to take another couple of swings at the sarong. Just going to continue to listen.
The Rowathians promise marvels, strong walls and plenty for all.
She moves on to the next tunic, thrashing it with even greater fury.
Akira, still my back aches from building their fort, and still I live here. And Bataro said we would finally leave.
She breaks off, her shoulder heaving as she catches her breath. Just going to continue to wait.
Outsiders cover our islands with walls and gates. Many Huana come to Neketaka, but even here, the outsiders crowd us. In the villages, the chieftains know even the Roparu. Here, even neighbors are strangers. That is Deadfire now.
She shakes her head angrily.
I only want to be free of this place. That is how the trouble started. I heard a Rowathian captain took up at the tavern. Suduzo, they call her. They say she is a traitor, so I thought maybe she will take passengers.
Strange. They usually stay topside.
Bataro went and found her in the tavern.
Her eyes go hard and dark.
Next I see him, guards are dragging him to the cage.
She bares her teeth in memory. Maybe I can talk to Suduzo. She looks at you with the same critical eye she's been giving her laundry, wringing and tugging the reeds.
Everyone knows the Rowathians are made of brass. They listen only to their commanders. But still, maybe it goes different for you.
She looks around, taking in the hanging clothes, the huddled children, and the warped and splintering walls of the shack around them.
Bataro took some coin. Everything he scraped together working on the docks. When he went to bargain with the captain. I would offer it to you, but it is probably in the old city with Bataro. Or in someone else's pocket.
How many of you need passage to Rawatai?
We are 6. 3 children, 2 babes, and me.
I see.
My village was not like this. Why does Queen Onikaza not send the foreigners away?
I could look for Bataro.
I could never ask someone to go down to the old city, but since you offer...
She trails off, working the reeds between her hands, while hope and dread battle in her eyes.
It is a big and dangerous place. But perhaps he hid himself. Perhaps...
She steadies herself with a shake of her head.
Please, help him if you can. Or bring me news if you cannot.
Okay. Tell me about this stash of coin Bataro had. Worry creases her face. She sizes you up with a quick look.
I tell you, I do not know where it is, and I am sure it would be little to someone like you.
She licks her lips.
After what happened, Bataro would sooner have thrown it into the waters than given it to the Mataru or the Rowathians. If it is anywhere, it is surely with his body.
Okay, farewell. Let's get this. I don't think she has anything else that we need to hear. Okay, so let's go ahead and see if we can get down there and find his stash and help her get out of here. So yeah, and there's the captain that we need to talk to, but first let's go ahead and see if we can
Stand back from there. You want down? Go and see Overseer Hitenga.
Oh, that's right. We gotta go talk to this guy first.
The gullet is no place to wander. Watch yourself for rowdies and pirates.
I want access to the lift.
Are you mad or merely lost? That place is a punishment for the lowest sort.
He waves his hand towards the exit.
Go and explore someplace with pleasant views and fresh air. The harbor, or Periki's Overlook.
I can look after myself.
It's your neck, Kira.
He whistles and the guard standing by the lift looks over at him and nods.
We will leave the lift down there for half a day. That should be enough time to come back to your senses. After that, you are on your own. The guard will let you pass. Though I urge you to reconsider.
Okay. So, we just need to make sure... Oh, clearing her throat once, and then again, Maya raises her eyes to yours when you glance over.
Oh, you wanted something, Captain?
Something on your mind?
You could say that. I'll go ahead and say it. You're halfway toward all right.
Maya purses her lips and appraises you up and down. Thank you, I think.
Harmless compliment, I promise. Have you ever... Dumb question, but here I go anyway.
Maya folds her arms and shifts her weight from one foot to the other.
You ever gotten close to someone, even though it just wasn't... ordinary?
No.
Maybe I'm doing a poor job of explaining myself. What I'm talking about is a scenario where a difference in rank can get in the way of enjoying shore leave.
So I think this is, you can actually have romances with some of your party members, depending on if your personality traits that you're showing through, you know, choices and quests and dialogue choices match up kind of with what they're interested in. So I think this is kind of like the beginning of that. She's kind of hinting at the fact that she's interested, I guess. So you can just totally shut it down. You can also like play around. So I'm a very bad sailor. I'll just go. I haven't been a captain for very long, you know.
Well, that's why we have these little chats. I'm just testing the direction of the wind here. Best not to overthink it.
I'm just gonna go ahead and say friends. I'm not really interested in going down that road.
Say no more. I'll give you some room to breathe. Come on, Ishi.
Maya clucks her tongue to summon Ishiza, pushing you to the periphery of her attention. Shut down! A rickety metal cage swings over an abyss. Your clothes billow with a foul wind from below, and faint screams and roars echo from the depths. Still, you can make out details from this distance. Let's go down. You step into the jouncing cage. The door slams shut, and your descent begins with a rattle of chains. As your eyes adjust to the gloom, you begin to make out crumbling ruins and shadows flickering between them. The cage comes to rest with a groan. So we just gotta make sure we don't stay down here too long, because we don't want that cage getting brought up and us getting like stuck down here or something. Which I'm willing to bet is not good. Hopefully we'll run into some action down here.
Beneath the city, each layer of Neketaka is more pungent than the last.
A lot of dead bodies.
Oh, it's foot's and an heavy bullet, our captain.
Sickened. Why does it take you into combat?
Afraid not, Captain.
Also want to do just the combat. gonna take everybody out of stealth because it's just taking me out of it anyway. It's just pointless. Here's a body over here.
Nice.
Oh, hello. Okie dokie. Time to do this. Alright, so let's go. Alright, so she's already doing her thing. His little ability to not do damage to party members, you know, especially with something like Chill Fog. This is a really, really great wizard spell. The only problem with it is that, of course, you know, you can hit your own party, but you don't have to worry about that with him, so just go ahead and pop that off right there where the battle is going to be. You go ahead and frenzy. You can just start attacking. So what does she have? Wait, what was that? Sworn enemy. Oh, okay, so you can pick. You can just do Sworn Enemy, or you can do Wrath of the Five Suns, where you like launch off the hill. Oh crap. Oh. Eesh. That's not good. Okay, here's what we're gonna do. You are gonna go over and fight him. What spells you got left? Oh, Spirit Shift Shark draws upon the druid's natural connection to the shark, temporarily allowing them to assume that form. The shark's Spirit Shift has immunity to dexterity afflictions. Ooh, let's do that, and then you can go engage him in melee. You, sir. Just go ahead and paralyze him, just so he won't be too much of a nuisance. And then I'll just have these two fighters split up between these two once they kill this guy. Oh wait, no, I wanted you to go over here and fight him. Actually, these guys haven't actually, I think, engaged yet. I'll just send him over here then. Okay, she's gonna go over there, that's fine. Guys down here.
I am stuck.
Let's see, does he have any special abilities while he's spirit shifted? Doesn't look like it.
Aid me!
Body has been savaged by many claws and fangs. A cloud of essence hangs over it. You recognize it as belonging to Bataro, the man you saw lowered from the gullet earlier. His soul remnant pulses with urgency. Need a soul. You prepare yourself for the now familiar jolt and feel yourself pulled into one of his memories. You are being dragged toward the cage, but you're not looking at it or the darkness below. Soon there will be nothing else for you. Overseer Atanga is holding the marked coin, the Solulant, glaring at you. You already tried explaining yourself, but it's no use. He knows where you got it. He tucks it into his pocket. Instead, you look at Biha, furious and heartbroken where she stands beyond the guards. There's something you need to tell her, but she's so far, receding further by the second. Recall what you need to tell her. You are standing in front of a man. His dark, wizened face reminds you of an old leather, but a delicate work of embroidered rests in his lap. He holds out a purse with long, fine fingers. It's heavy. It's probably more money than you've earned in your entire life. You try not to let this show on your face. You know what to do. The crime lord nods at you. Please remind me. You will meet our mutual associate near the Audra Mill. She will give you a package. Pay her and bring this package to the Undercroft. He watches you for understanding before he continues. My people are particular about security, but show them the Suyant, and they will let you pass. You pat your pocket for the marked coin. Yes, it's still there. You leave the lair of Dario the Lean and zip through the Narrows, past the Zveth chewing guards, left at the four-way intersection, and left again to the gullet. Your hands are shaking, and you're remembering the rumor B had told you about of a merchant captain at the tavern. The money is heavy in your hands. It's a risk, but you realize you're already decided to take it. You approach the tavern with your heart in your mouth, realizing that you can't just walk in there holding Dario's purse. You need to hide it. Fortunately, the rubble around you offers plenty of hiding places when no one is looking. You clear some stones out of one corner and hide the purse beneath them. There you will come back for it once you've made your deal with the Rotayan. You're almost starting to feel better about it, too. As Bataro walks into the tavern, the memory fades and you find yourself once more looking at his corpse. Okay, so found out where he had his purse and kind of the fact that I guess he was working with some not too nice people, or at least not too legally abiding people. Take a quick look around a little bit more before we head back. We don't want to miss that cage, but I think we should have enough time to take a quick glance. Okay, that looks like a dead end over there, where we've already been. This whole thing is kind of annoying because I can't stealth at all, and also it keeps putting me into combat even though I'm not, just because I have an affliction. I have to wait for it to go away. It just keeps giving it to me, I'm gonna have to move.
Nightcap.
Okay, I guess I'm just not gonna be able to get that.
Still as a pond.
I sense a predator.
Ooh. Okay. He has 2 skulls, which means he's 2 levels above me. Oh, and he has 3. Okay. So, yeah. We are going to head back this way. So maybe we'll just go ahead and head back to the cage, because I feel like we're going to be getting into trouble if we continue on this route. Go ahead and put ourselves on stealth. Speed up time a little bit. I got what I needed. I can always come back down here and do some more investigating once I've leveled up a little bit. So we'll head over to the tavern, see if we can find his stash, and see if we can talk to that captain about taking Bia and her kids with her.
Worth a look.
Guess that maybe is his stash there. It's a lot easier than I expected. The Hole. Sounds like a great place to get a drink. An ogre.
How did you
Ain't exactly an hole in the wall, is it? On, well, account of it being an hole in the...
An Orlin covered toe-to-ear tip in sable fur leans against the bar, counting change. She gives you a wide, easy smile when she notices you approach, then slips the coins into her pocket with a wink.
Hey, fresh face. Welcome to the hole. Just got 2 rules, yeah? Keep your hands to yourself, and don't fall in. Need something?
What's the story with this place?
The hole's been here so long as there's been a gullet. Though it ain't always been mine. What's the neighborhood without a place to get pissed drunk and lose your pants?
How'd you end up here?
Well, it's a bit of a story. See, I was born here. Right here, fresh face. Right on this counter. And I'll die here too, God's willing.
It's not much of a long story.
Of course. What you need?
Provisions. You know of any sailors? You know of any sailors looking for work?
Sure, I know a few folks who need coin, and a couple of them can even hold their liquor.
Alright, so let's see here. I can get a couple of novices for just 100, not too bad. 300's a little pricey, but you know, you get a little bit more flexibility in that they can do 2 jobs rather than just 1. Right now, I'm not desperately in need of any of these guys, so.
Shh! Have you lost your wits?
Oh, there's the captain. The Rowataian sits ramrod straight. On the table near her are a half-empty liquor bottle and a small porcelain cup. Both smell of anise. She looks like she's trying to blend in, but her unnatural stillness and her bright, spotless attire make her stand out like a reef fish against the rocks. Her eyes find yours.
Harami! I am here, Seduzo Nui. Do we expect any foreign merchants today?
Seduzo keeps her eyes on you even as she speaks to the soldier. There is only a brief pause.
We do not, Seduzo Nui.
The captain shifts uncomfortably.
Then state your business quickly. I want to avoid another surprise.
She glances around quickly as if she expects someone to jump out of another corner of the tavern. Did you cross paths with a man named Bataro?
The one who threatened me. I shall not soon forget him.
She raises her cup for another sip, scowling into the liquor.
These Huana learn too many pretty words from the Valians. You cannot trust what they say.
We had pretty words before the first ship landed on Rawatai.
Takehu purses his lips and balls his hands at his side.
Yes, but did you speak them with such deceitful intent?
Flustered, she turns away from Takehu. It's best when people say exactly what they mean.
If only everyone did so.
She raises her cup to you.
But you asked about... what was his name? Bataro? This fellow wanted passage on my ship. As if I were the village ferryman.
She tosses back the rest of her drink a little too quickly.
I told him there was none to be had. Certainly not at his price.
Then what? She refills her cup and sets the bottle down hard. You notice, again, that her hand is shaking.
He told me he had coin. Lots of it. I did not believe him. How could a man who lives in a garbage heap have enough money for passage?
She shakes her head.
Then he shows me a swollenette.
What is this swollenette?
A marked coin. A token of allegiance. The Principi carry them. I knew then that I was dealing with a pirate. I had heard they were influential in the gullet, but I did not realize how much so.
She scowls and shudders.
I called for the guards, and they dragged him away. That is the last I saw of him.
Bia and the children still need passage out of the city.
There's nothing I can do. The passenger quarters have been reserved by a dwarf named Orin.
She picks a stray thread from her mouth, crisp jacket, smooth crisp jacket.
Why do you bring this to me?
Tell me about Orin.
He and his people are gold-packed knights. Orin is... particular.
She looks at her crew and they nod in agreement.
Perhaps that is good. He just finished a contract to guard the Valian Luminous Mill. I hear Animancers are also particular. He's upstairs. Just do not interrupt him if he's arranging things.
She and her crew exchange another quick
What
glance.
is your business with me?
Alright, let me go talk to this guy and see maybe if I can reason with him at all to give up his spot on the boat. Just like with many other RPGs, you'll find that a lot of these quests, there are multiple ways of dealing with it. Sometimes you'll have certain traits that you've put points into that allow you to talk your way out of it. Sometimes you can just straight up go into fighting. Sometimes there's other little trickery ways or something that you can use to kind of get what you want. There's Orin. A dwarf sits before a generous and curious spread. Steamed mussels are arranged in concentric circles round of a flatbread stacked in a neat tower, and melon sliced in even triangles. Yet his attention is focused on the 4 cups in the bottle in front of him. He has the cups organized in an almost perfect square around the bottle, but as you look on, he leans down to adjust one. The others with him wait quietly and observe the ritual. I'm just gonna wait. Holding his breath, he takes the bottle and measures an equal serving of wine into the cups, making 3 or 4 passes over each. His companions look on with practiced patience. At last, the bottle is empty, and he places it in the exact center of the square. He picks it up and puts it down in the same spot twice before he's satisfied. So he has really bad OCD is basically what it is.
Cheers.
They all take their cups and drink deeply. At last, the leader turns to you.
What do you require?
I heard you brought passage on Captain Seduzo's ship.
Indeed. The good captain has 4 adequate berths, all equally sized, all facing the same direction, and she's promised to leave promptly. A most agreeable arrangement.
What would it take for you to siege your spots on Seduzo's ship?
Out of the question. We're due in Takoa for another contract, and the client has already paid the advance.
He sips from his cup and immediately runs a folded handkerchief around the rim.
And we have already paid Seduzo. I couldn't possibly take back the same coins I have already spent.
He shivers with dread.
Thundery. These gold-packed knights have a love of obligation that matches my love of country.
What is this Italian phrase meaning nonsense? Let's go ahead and learn a little bit about him. What brought you to the Deadfire?
We had a contract with the Valian Trading Company to defend one of their most valuable properties.
He glows with pride.
If you're looking for work, I hardly recommend them. They pay well, and they pay on time.
He raises his cup, and his companions do likewise. Seraphin leans near you, grinning.
Consistency in the shipping lanes. Good for types mercantile, but better for types piratical.
Did you say something?
Just admiring your spread, my lad. Nothing better after a meal than a ripe pair of melons.
I'll make you an offer for your berths on Seduzo's ship.
Out of the question. We're due in Tekoa, and we have already paid Seduzo. A gold-packed knight is bound by his contract, and ours binds us to make all possible haste to Tekoa.
He squirms and sets his cup down in the exact middle of the water stain, lining the base up with the edges.
Booking passage on another ship on such short notice would be most expensive.
This could go badly. Well, let's try the... I can pay you enough to book passage on another ship. He looks up from fidgeting with his cup long enough to give you a doubtful frown.
All ships leaving for Rauatai are laden with luminous Adra and other rare goods. Mercenaries, even of our skill, do not rate so highly.
I'll think about it. Okay, this could be very bad. One way or another, you're staying here.
That sounded like a threat. Was that a threat?
He sounds genuinely surprised. The other Goldpack Knights move their hands toward their weapons. I mean, I was thinking more, hopefully I'd get like a threaten or, you know, provoke him into attacking. What the heck. I warned you.
Enemies.
Okay, so let's see. Let's get you over here. Get you attacking him. It's taking you so long, but I'm going to need you to move down here and get fighting. You can cast that later. And frenzy, and go.
Take you! Take her down! No. Behold me, mother!
Oh, did he spirit shift on his own? Okay. Is this the healing one? Yeah, regenerative effects made by allies. Let's do that. Should be like, there we go.
It makes no difference.
instead. So send him over there. I need to change up his AI so it's not just switching on his own. I'm gonna want him to be primarily a caster. I don't want him jumping in and melee. I didn't really want to kill all those guys, but you know, they pushed it. Kinda, not really. Might have some good loot. Mainly weapons. Pretty basic weapons too, basic armor. Some cash. A shield for, what's her name? Well, she's doing okay, you know, staying alive right now, so I might just leave her with the two-handed for a little bit. Oh, that will increase her engagement, though. That's the one thing. So here, let me see. Weapons. That's a large shield too. Guess we'll go with rapier, just for lack of anything better. Okay, there we go. We'll go ahead and finish exploring up here.
I don't be supposing we could blow it up. Swapped and sparkling, Captain.
Just say there should be something behind the locked door. Not really that special.
On it.
Let's see, probably another balcony. Okay, so hopefully, you know, that will have solved the problem, because now she doesn't have any of her boats because they're dead. Yeah, they were a little bit easier to kill than expected. Oh, there's that. Deus. Constitution and 10 health restored on kill, which could be nice for my barbarian. Let's see here. So right now, what's the pet that we have? We have the cosmic bird, which increases stride. I do like the perception though, that's the one thing. Now, is he getting the perception from both of those? Yeah, I mean, his perception's at 18, actually. It's doing pretty good. Why is it? Usually it'll show you why you have 18. That's weird. See, like how it says base there? Usually it shows it. Okay. Maybe it's glitching. Anywho, go ahead and head back downstairs. Talk to the captain, see if she's willing to take them on now, then we can go tell them the good news, and then it's probably going to have to be the end of the video. We're a little bit over the hour mark right now, so probably just go ahead and call it after that. The nice thing is with Maya and the bird that she has, once she learns, you can teach any of the pets really a knockdown ability, which will be really nice for whenever you have a group that comes after your kind of more ranged characters. That's why that Ishi's really great. Also, since he is immune to engagement, it's great because he can break off of a main pack really easily without having to worry about getting a disengagement attack.
What is your business with me?
Orin won't be traveling you with anymore. She blinks at you, then looks at her first mate.
Harami, does that mean...
Harami shrugs. Suduzo looks between the two of you.
I'm thinking we must leave. Soon.
She hunkers down and lowers her voice.
The berths are paid for. You can send your friends as long as you promise not to make trouble for me.
She glances from side to side, checking to make sure no one is listening.
Just do it soon. I don't want any mess you've made to spill onto my decks.
She looks at her crew and makes a twirling motion with her finger. Oh, so I didn't have to pay for it. Okay, maybe killing him wasn't so bad. Let's see if there's anybody else to chat with.
Romaro ain't never brought me down here.
Maybe another pet.
God, I missed that man.
Yep, Onyx. Oh, there's another perception. Plus 10 all defenses against disease attacks. It's not really that great. Let's see, there's Berta.
Why do you bother me, little Kith?
Hey, I'm not little.
You're all little to me.
She squints, her broad, sloping brow wrinkling in consternation.
Little and squishy.
You enjoy working here?
No.
She hawks a fat goblet of spit. It lands beside the food she's preparing and splatters.
The gullet reeks of illness. The beds are too small. An imp tried to nest in my hair. And Firna, the tavern keeper, refuses to give me more than 1 day off a month. How am I supposed to hunt when I am chained to this stove?
She scrunches her face into a grimace.
Maybe I'll become a pirate. Get myself a bird and an eye patch.
The patch could do you a world of good, but I can't say I recommend.
Berta silences Maya with a raised palm.
Both.
She cuts Maya a vicious glare. Join my crew.
How do you mean?
She narrows her eyes and regards you with a renewed interest. We've need of a cook, and I admire your work.
I don't work for free.
She grunts. 450 copper? Maybe
Sue
later.
yourself.
Keep that in mind. We actually do have a cook right now. We're doing okay crew-wise. Eventually I'm going to want to buy a bigger ship, just so we can deal with some of the bigger dangers we'll run into in the Deadfire. But for right now, this is kind of serving our purposes. Alright, let's go ahead and head over to Bia and tell her that we got her a boat. A man saunters over to you with a jagged smile. He's got a long, crooked scar on his forearm, and he's rolled his sleeve up to flaunt it.
You must be new. Lucky for you, we have a special rate for newcomers. A bag of coppers in exchange for your life.
He brandishes his knife. One of his companions grins widely enough to show you all of his missing teeth. But the way they're all gathered around you, leaving their own backs exposed, tells you they haven't been here long either. This'll be fun. The thugs look at one another and exchange a few panicked whispers.
It seems we've made a mistake. Forgive and forget, no?
He smiles, backing away. They hurry off and disappear back into the crowd. Bunch of kids having fun, you know. Alright. Okay.
village was not like this. Why does Queen Onikaza not send the foreigners away?
I found Bataru in the old city. He's dead.
Of course. I only hoped.
She breaks off, shaking her head.
It is no matter. Thank you for telling me.
I spoke with Captain Suduzo about passage out of Neketaka.
What say, then?
Biha listens with cautious hope. The children look on with wide, round eyes. She's agreed to take you all. She is momentarily speechless. Her eyes fill with tears. She drops the reeds as she brushes them away.
Sometimes, Cap, you remind me of serving with Romaro, back on a sorcerer. More than halfway to heartwarming.
He beams, his hands on his hips and chest forward.
May Amira's winds ever blow sweet for you. We will pray always for you in this life and in each to come.
She picks up the 2 infants and hurries the others out the door. Oh, didn't get a chance to give her the money, but oh well. I guess I'll just keep it. I'm kind of curious. I haven't really had much experience with Seraphin. I'm curious about his personality. So let's see. He is... Obviously, he's pro-Principe. Appreciates people who use lies, deception, and general trickery, basically. He likes jokes and levity. Passionate person. A I don't know what that means. Like as in... worldly. I guess it's just if you're interested in stuff from other places. So he doesn't like racists, and he doesn't like people who are against the piracy. But he's not necessarily for people that are for the piracy, which is interesting. It looks like he gets along really well with Aloth. And that's the funny thing, is you can look to see how the different characters get along with each other, which right now nobody's really getting huge friendship. Obviously you can see Maya is already really into me. The Gullet, Principe. So that's the group that I really need to start building up some rep with. But that will have to wait till next time, because like I said, probably just going to end the video there. Next time we will be picking it up, finishing our search through Neketaka. This place, like I said, I just keep saying it, it's huge, it's massive, it takes a long time to get through it all. But hopefully once we're through it, then we can get out there, start doing some exploring, get into some more action and some combat, and meet some more interesting characters, and get some cool quests, and maybe get our pirate on, get a few ship battles in, so you guys will get to see the full breadth of this game, because it is really cool, and they've stuck a lot of stuff in here, and it's really fun, and I'm looking forward to it. Oh, and there was a new free DLC that launched as well, which I was able to get, so I can show you guys really quickly the stuff that came with that. There's mainly stuff for your boats. You can get new stuff to customize it, like a new helm, some sails, different stuff like that, and even there's 3 new crew members that you can recruit as well. But also on top of that, there is a new, let's see here, kind of stance, or whatever you want to say, pose. That is Savage. I really wanted to check out and see what it looked like. Interesting. Okay. Stick with Stoic. Alright, so yeah, so another free DLC came out, so that's a really cool thing. They are pumping out this free DLC, and of course there is the actual DLC coming in July, which I may still be playing through this by the time that comes out. If so, then I will certainly add it on to the video. If not, then maybe I'll make a separate one, maybe even with like a new character, so you guys can see something a little bit different than our Howler here, as much as I am kind of enjoying playing with him. But then that way you guys will get to see other kind of stuff and experience different parts of it. But hope you guys are enjoying the videos. Hope you're liking what you see. If you do, of course, be sure to press the like button. Also be sure to subscribe if you want to see what other kind of videos we do eventually start posting. Also, of course, as always, be sure to check out the Used Gamers podcast. We just posted our kind of E3 review episode. It is a little bit of a lengthy one, but that's because we do kind of our normal stuff of talking about what we've been playing, doing some reviews, but then we also go through E3. So be sure to check that out and see what other kind of episodes we have, if there's anything in there that interests you, and continue to check us out in the future. But otherwise, hope you guys do come back, check this, our next video out. It should be a lot of fun as we continue our search through Neketaka and, of course, our further adventures through the Deadfire. a good night, guys.